So 53 plays of one Mr. Tyron Smith, who we start our reviews out with. Um, and let's get into it. List the strengths and weaknesses at the end. I watched his entire 2023 season. We obviously know where he is, right? He is left tackle. He is number 77. He will be wearing 77 with the Jets as well. So let's watch. All right, yeah, Lawson had no shot here. Circle punch from Tyron Smith. One, you could just see he plays a set. Again, good job not oversetting. Stays really patient. Vertical set. Does a good job splitting Lawson with that outside foot. As Lawson comes into the contact window, he throws a circle punch. Circle punch, which gets Lawson to think that the hands are going to come out. He's going to defeat them with a swipe, with a chop, whatever it may be. Throws them out there. Now they're not there. Lands his hands. Really good positioning. Left hand into the outer pec, right hand into the shoulder pad, and immediately snaps into the anchor. And when Tyron Smith has you like this, and he has his hand inside, good luck. There's just no way. There's just absolutely no way. So really good patience again. Good job, framing the rusher. Good job, obviously, with the punch. Good job with the latch. Good job with the circle punch. Just good right off the jump. He's good. Um, Duck. Okay, so there was a player to, and obviously got Tyron Smith and over his strengths and weaknesses. There's not an extensive list of weaknesses. He can duck a little bit in the run game, duck his head. Now in short yardage situations like this, you're going to duck your head more so than in the open field or more open grass because you're expecting really really quick contact and low man wins. But let's watch 77 here against Q. Yeah, Tyron's great. Q is also great. Q is a savage. We have a review coming up on him. I don't care what the numbers say about Q last year, and if they indicate any, I don't even know what the numbers say, but I'm assuming he didn't have as many sacks. So people are like, oh, he's not as good as he was. Bullshit. He's still really really good. But for Smith, comes off the snap, expecting quick contact from Q. Q does a good job of just obviously getting lateral, clubbing, arm over. So with Tyron Smith, we want him to keep his head up a little bit more here. And obviously that left hand is coming from really, really low. It's going to land, seemingly almost into like Q's crotch. So we want the hand, place him a little bit higher. Right hand's fine, but a little bit more arch in the back, standing up a little bit more, get a little bit more upright. Just because, again, ducking your head, not seeing yourself in the contact gets you beat like it does there against Q. Elite tackle versus elite interior defensive lineman. Q's going to win some reps. Tyron's going to win some reps. Tyron is still, in my opinion, and it's hard to quantify because, how do you do that unless you watch every single tackle? But you get a general feel for a lot of these guys when you're watching, a lot of film and stuff. And Tyron to me is still a top, when he's healthy, top 3, top 5 at the minimum tackle. Q is arguably 1, 2, 3. I think the only guys you can argue over Q right now are maybe, Chris Jones, and some people talk about Dexter Lawrence. I wouldn't give that to Dexter Lawrence, but I would say maybe Chris Jones, but Q is also more well-rounded than Chris Jones. So Q could be the best interior defensive lineman in the league right now. So Tyron patient. Okay, let's watch. Yeah, trucking guys in a second. I'm gonna have to use this mute button a lot. I didn't realize how runny my nose was, but kid got a cold. Kid obviously coughs and sneezes in your face. You get it as well. It's just what happens as a parent, apparently. So Tyron Smith just a really good job with his climb. So they're running tight zone split right here, and Tyron Smith is climbing to the second level. Now, if Q were to knife into the B gap right here, I'm sure Tyron Smith would pick him up and assist the left guard in that block, in a combo block, because Q goes inside Tyron Smith, like we talked about in Warren's review. 1, 2, 3, know where you're going. Get to where you're going. We talk about that third step a lot in these zone type of plays. That third step, you should know what you're doing. That third step, he doesn't feel Q. Okay, I'm going to climb to the second level to Quincy Williams. Nice and patient. There's no need to overplay this. Just get hands on. Really patient, has good control of his body, squares up, Quincy, or gets in a proper position to block him. Right hand inside, left hand into the hip. Good shock, good punch, good extension. and Quincy would have been on his face right there if he wasn't held up by another guy. And he actually does end up on the ground, but maybe he's trying to get involved in the tackle. But really good job, man. Just so patient on the first level and the second level there. And then elite hand placement from Tyron. Tyron down, attack hip. Okay, so he's in a down blocker here on Solomon Thomas. Yeah, right. Nothing crazy to this one, but you could see some explosion off the snap from both Thomas and Tyron Smith here. But Smith, really good explosion off the snap. The hand placement is great. Again, right hand inside, left hand right into that lower rib, upper hip area, and then after that, guess what? Latches, strong grip right there, and drives him inside. Like good down block right there. I don't know if it was one back power or whatever. I honestly didn't look at anything but Smith, but Tyron hug technique. All right. Left tackle. So this is one of the techniques that he uses. And this is something that I'm hoping that maybe he teaches to Olu. I'm more okay with with hug techniques when you are taking a 45-degree set or a jump set. Olu uses a hug technique or a semi hug technique when he's taking vertical sets. The problem is when you take a vertical set and then you do a hug technique. When a hug technique, you're expecting to give up your chest, so you know you're gonna get knocked back a few yards typically. Um, when you're in a vertical set, that's the closest you are to the quarterback. 45-degree set and jump sets, you're farther away from the quarterback, so you have more room to absorb the initial contact. Whereas in vertical sets, you don't have that capability, or you're not afforded that capability. So, I want Tyron to teach that to Olu a little bit, but he's right here on Jermaine Johnson. Just a more of an aggressive 45-degree set. Doesn't necessarily jump him, but doesn't really move. Again, good job splitting him. Outside foot, doesn't overset. Again, you do not want to give up that inside shoulder. If anything, be weak to the outside shoulder, not the inside. Gets into the contact window with Jermaine Johnson. As he does that, again, he knows that one, it's probably, there's two factors here. One, it's a 45-degree set, so he's a ton of room to the quarterback, and also it looks like it's supposed to be a 3-step drop and get rid of the ball. He doesn't. So that's also something that, hey, he's supposed to get rid of the ball quickly. Let me just get hands on this guy. I don't need to contain him forever. He still does, but flashes the hand. Jermaine Johnson shoots. He might go to chop and then realize, oh crap, I'm going to go to the long arm, regardless of the exact reason. Tyron Smith uses a hug technique, gets both hands on him. Grabbing the shoulder pad, the shoulder pads. Looks like he gets a latch there, and then you can see how he start initially he's just hugging him, and then it turns into him sinking and lifting. Talk a lot about lift. Offensive line's a lot more about lift than it is push. Gets under him off of his insteps. Good play by Tyron there. Smith fake punch. One something behind the scenes. I actually recorded the first 10 plays of the Mike Williams review. And then, baby started crying. I actually have him on the monitor right here. And started crying. And then I left my computer for like 2 days, and then it just ended. And I had to delete the 10 plays I recorded or whatever. So, yeah, I don't know why I got into that, but nonetheless, fake punch. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So the reason I got into that before that review, I think the last one I recorded was Carter Warren. And going from Carter Warren to Tyron Smith is quite the adventure. So yeah, just super patient. So you see how he holds his hands out there as bait. He does, and like you want to play on guard and stuff like that, but he flashes his hands just a little bit. It's pretty subtle, but it's really effective. So another 45-degree set right here from Tyron Smith. You can see him flash that left hand. Flash the left hand. Jermaine Johnson thinks he's going to chop it down. Tyron Smith pulls the hand away, catches him again, outside peck, great hand placement. Immediately gets the latch. You could see what I'm talking about with the, and I don't know if you can see my screen right now or see me, but I talk so much about quarter turning in your hands once you latch onto a guy, which is okay. You initially punch him, you grab him, and then you need to quarter turn, like, or as I call it, latch, just because it gets you in a lift position and stronger. And here he does that, hand on, and then we're gonna see him. You see, he turns his thumb out. See, he turns his thumb out. That's important. Now, obviously, the hands get deflected and and whatever else here, but really good job. And hands on, sink, sink into the anchor, hop back into the anchor, off the insteps, lower than Jermaine Johnson, hand inside. You're not going anywhere. No way. Saw should have been pick six right there. Could have changed the game. I was there. Not the most fun. Not, I don't think. Well, so I've been to quite a few away games for the Jets. The only one I've seen win. I've been to all. Well, sorry, actually two wins. Not Jermaine Johnson. Green Bay, which was I don't think anything's ever going to top that trip going skydiving and stuff for the first time. Saw that win, and then I saw a win in Indy, but Buffalo, Carolina, Arizona. I've been at quite a few stadiums. Oh, Tennessee was a loss too. Buffalo, I think I already said that. We'll see. I actually I don't know if I'm still into the. I might be onto the subscriber only, so people are like, dude, get back to football. It's only 20 minutes. Well, subscribe then. I get to talk about what I want to talk about. Um, I saw some rumors on Twitter that the Jaguars may not be playing their stadium this year. If that's the case, then I want to go to all the stadiums. I don't want to go to somebody else's stadium. So if they're not playing in their stadium, I'm not going to Jacksonville this year, and I will be going to Pittsburgh and to New England. So we'll see if they don't play in Jacksonville, I'm going to those two games. But we'll see. Tyron Smith versus stunt. Okay. Yeah. Again, really, just really good. Gets into his set. Obviously, he's doing a good job of keeping tight to the guard, not oversetting. Again, you want to keep that B gap nice and tight. Active drag hand. The drag hand's out there. Feels the drag hand get initiated in conjunction with Jermaine Johnson looping to the inside. Two red flags that a stunt's coming. Obviously, gets his hands on cue. Right hand scoops underneath. Gets into the lower chest area. Left hand initially, actually, I can't tell where it lands initially. It looks like it led into the ribs and then just goes up a little bit. Locks it up, right? Like that wasn't going nowhere. At least on Tyron Smith. Patient feet. His feet look really slow right there, but all he's doing is being patient. He has plenty of explosion when he wants to. So again, good drag hand. Good power step to get back to the inside. And then obviously locks up Q. Q's not going anywhere. If he has his hands on you, he's latched, you're done. There's just absolutely no way. Smith trap. Okay. Left tackle. Yeah. So to me, there's a difference between a snatch and trap and a trap. To me, a snatch and trap is engaging. You pop them up and then you snap down immediately. If he just bull rushing and you chop his arms down or trap his arms down, is that a snatch and trap? A snatch to me is snatch trap. Just a trap is just trap, right? So this is just a trap to me. I don't call it snatch and trap. I think people say that they don't really necessarily know all the time what it means. So takes a more aggressive 45-degree set, more aggressive 45-degree set, gets into the contact zone, contact zone, punch, a little bit rounded. His chest he loses initial contact, a little bit rounded, but still elite hand placement, right? In terms of the outside pec, that's where we typically want it. Right hand into the shoulder. Okay, that's fine. Right hand into the shoulder, but now his chest is getting controlled because he lost that first contact. Again, you are not going to win every single rep right off the jump. Sometimes you have to counter. That's exactly what he's doing here. He gets his chest controlled a little bit, starting to get bull rushed back into Prescott. He feels the rusher, obviously leading into that bull rush or to that long arm. Both hands get removed. Both of those arms chop down that arm because he doesn't want to miss. Because if he misses, obviously he may be screwed because now his hands are off and he's really going to get bowled backwards. But two hands off. It's not aggressive. It's actually being pretty cautious. Two hands on, trap him, put him on the turf. So good counter. Good counter. All right. All right. For a second, I realized my phone was on 1% and I'm on dad duty and gotta watch the little guy who's starting to wiggle a little bit. So we'll see how much farther I'm able to get in this one. Smith poetry. All right. Left tackle. Like I said, good reviews are fun. I don't enjoy doing bad reviews ever. I'm just never gonna lie. 45-degree set again, just Just so pretty. It just all these reps are just gonna be so good. And 45-degree set. Good job not oversetting. You know, quick feet, good set, good balance, good knee bend. Again, flashes that hand out there a little bit again, flashes the hand. Hand lands into the shoulder, little tiny bit high. Typically it's outside pec, but again, it's okay. It's obviously okay with Tyron Smith. Lands the hand into the shoulder, lands the hand into the shoulder, feels the D end leaning into that long arm, chops it down. Now he's not leaning fully into it because obviously the initial shock separated them. So now there's separation. So he's not fully leaning into it yet because he's still kind of getting jerked, like getting pushed backwards. He's still starting to lean into it. So chops it, makes him off balance, and then catches him. Left hand into the shoulder and just throws him up the arc. Just so damn good. I've never watched an offensive lineman like him. I really haven't. Obviously, like that goes without saying, right? Like ABT is the best offensive lineman I watch consistently for the Jets, but he's a really well. I think he's a Pro Bowl level guard when healthy. I think he could be an All Pro. Tyron Smith is a Hall of Famer. You know, the dude he's just great. He's just great. It's really fun to watch. Good players. A lot of these reviews coming up. Mike Williams is interesting. His route running is not great. It's definitely not, but he makes the most like you ever like see that kid at the park? Like I have a friend actually who I used to do the show with, so people who are like OG fans, like really, really OG, who have been following me for years. Vinny. He's one of those dudes, like you look at him, he's like he looks like he's not athletic at all and so unorthodox. But he makes the most ridiculous athletic plays I've ever seen, like catching a ball, shooting a basketball, whatever it is, like the most weird technique, but it goes in, you know. Smith snatch. Okay. 45-degree set again. 45-degree set gets into the contact window again, that 2-yard range. Feels the DN being aggressive. Shoots the hand first, and it lands into the face mask partially. It's okay. The ref doesn't call it. Ref doesn't call it. Right hand lands into the shoulder. Feels the DN leaning into that arm. Double trap. So this one's more. So this is a snatch and trap to me. Okay, so contact trap. That's a snatch and trap. When you just bull rushing and you trap it, it's not a snatch and trap. This is a snatch and trap. Like specifically, you guys follow exactly the example I told you before. Just getting bull rush trapping different than initial shock then trap. Snatch and trap them. Hold them on the ground. Chef's kiss to this man. Smith, beautiful. This is so fun. Left tackle. Damn, man. He's just so good. He's so good. It's so fun. 45-degree set. Again, splitting the outside foot to the defender. Perfect. Nice knee bend, nice balance, good leverage, nice and low. Aggressively shoots that hand. We see how much power that punches or that packs. Bam, outside pec, lower shoulder area. Right hand coming over the top like it typically does. Half moon punch coming over the top just to contain. Starts to feel the D end lean into that arm. Trap it down. Trap it down. He didn't fall down. Catch him. Why? You don't want him falling into your knees, all that stuff. Catch him, hold him up. That's fine. You don't want him falling into you. But just so clean. So clean. Wow.